Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is 3:28 in the afternoon. It is 3:28 in the afternoon, February 24th. I almost forgot the day of the month for a second. Welcome. My name is Meela. I'm a full-time nanny and a full-time college student studying education, and this is a day in the life. It's taken me literally all day to pull out the camera for the simple fact of we've had such a busy day. Yeah, Thursdays are my hardest days of the week, and we decided to go to the Natural History Museum in New York City. It's close to Central Park on 72nd Street, or more towards like 81st Street, I believe. And we spent the entirety of the day there. It was quite the trip getting there. I spent like an hour and a half getting the stroller ready and all the snacks and the lunches and everything like that. And then I dragged all 3 kids outside. And then, to my delight, the elevator in the train station was not working. So that was perfect. It was great. Love that for me. So I became Hulk, suited up, and carried the stroller down all the stairs and onto the train, and we took our hour journey from Brooklyn to the city. It was an hour by train, not necessarily because the city is far, but just complicated, you know, regular MTA stuff. So it took us an hour to get there, probably a little bit longer. And once we got there, it took us another like 30 minutes to actually get into the museum. I did not realize that the line would be so insane. We reserved our tickets ahead of time, and yet still it was like a whole line wrapped around the block. We were like 2 blocks down. And then once we finally got inside, we had to like close the stroller, which means taking everything out of the stroller and getting everything organized, and it was just super chaotic. Once we were inside, the actual infrastructure was great because we already had the tickets, and they were just like, okay, go this way, let us scan it, and move on with your merry way. So that was awesome. And that's because we paid full price, and yeah, because that museum, the Natural History Museum, is like a donation type of thing where if you only want to donate $5 to see the majority of the stuff, you can. But if you want to see the special exhibitions and like the movie, like cinema section, you have to pay. So we went to see the Sea Lion show first. We were late and missed the first one because we didn't know that it would take us so long to get in the building. So instead of having the 11:30 showing, we made it for the 12:15 showing, and we watched that one. And then after that, we headed to the shark exhibit, and yeah, that was the majority of our day at the museum. We checked out the gift shop, we checked out a few random exhibits, like the African section, and we didn't get to see the science, planetarium space section yet, but hopefully we can do that if we go back. It's a really awesome museum. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of things to do, but if you go, you will be there all day if you want to see everything. And the tickets are quite expensive if you want to see like the popular exhibits or the special like limited time exhibits. But that was our day. And then we came back, the kids had lunch, and I put the baby down for a nap. She fell asleep for a little while on the train, probably like 30 minutes, but that's it. And she went to go to sleep once we came back, and here we are. I have class at 6, and I also had an assignment that I was supposed to do at 4. However, he says that we need to complete like I think 10 assignments, and so far I've been doing all of them. When I calculated it, I can miss like 3 assignments, so I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna do this one because we've had a really long day and it was kind of just tedious and annoying. So I'm not gonna do it right now. I may do it for some like partial credit later on, just like as a, I don't know, but it's not required, so I don't have to do it. Instead, I took a break. I had like half of a sandwich. I'm still hungry, and we are going to clean up a bit and just kind of like relax. I just cleaned up the living room situation because the kids kind of like threw toys everywhere and crayons everywhere, so I just went ahead and cleaned that up since it was easier for me. And now we're here, just existing. So that's like another thing. But yeah, I just wanted to introduce this video. It's gonna be more vlog style, just showing you what my day is, and I'm gonna show you guys again my afternoon routine where I like clean and get everything prepped. Fingers crossed we can get some snacks and lunch made for tomorrow, so it's a little bit easier getting out of the house. But honestly, it's all up in the air. Who knows? My goal is clean up the kitchen if there's anything to clean up. I honestly think I might have done everything, to be quite frank. We've been out all day and I did a pretty good job at cleaning. I just wanted to kind of introduce the video and tell you guys how my day has been going, see what my Thursdays are looking like, and yeah. Later on in the video, I'm gonna show you or tell you guys about the 5 top tips that I have for incoming nannies, anyone who's considering the fields, already in the field, and kind of just want a few tips to help them along. So hope you guys enjoy, I hope you guys stay. And also, I forgot to say this in my first video, and it's kind of like, okay, you're a newbie YouTuber, but how could you forget? How could you leave that out? So please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me a lot. I'm a new channel and we have a lot of establishing to do. So if you enjoy it, or even if you just enjoy it a little bit, or you want to support a fellow New Yorker or fellow college student struggling in the abyss, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys around. In essence, I'm creating this channel so that nannies can have a community and a network where we ask each other questions and we support each other no matter where you are. You don't have to be from New York City to be part of this family. When I was starting to introduce myself to the nannying world, I really wished that I had a YouTube channel specifically where people gave information and advice and resources, really, just from contracts to is this okay, to where do I find homework assistance for my older kids, to how to spark up the courage to ask other nannies for play dates. Yeah, so I figured we would just start this journey. It took a lot for me to get here. It took a lot of money and time and confidence too. This video is gonna be my top 5 tips for nannies who are just starting out, and just kind of information that I wish I knew. So I won't waste your time. Let's get right into the video. If you see me looking down, that's because I have a list on my iPad. And if you're wondering, I'm using GoodNotes for this. I purchased it because it helps with being a nanny and organizing, and also me in school, which I am in full time, studying for my education degree, so wonderful. All right, let's hop into it. Advice tip number 1 is contract. I felt like this had to be number 1 because how could it not be? I've seen so many nannies get screwed over because they didn't have a contract and they just thought, oh, well, I like them and they like me, and you know, they really need me, so who needs a contract? And then you realize that they're fired with no warning, no notice, or they're being underpaid, or the parents are banking hours, which if you don't know what banking hours is, it's essentially storing hours for later use, right? So let's say your family goes on a vacation for 2 days and they don't need you to come in, obviously they're not going to be home, and they say, oh, well, since we're not using you now, do you mind if you come in when we come back on Saturday and Sunday in additional to your regular schedule? Assuming they're saying this because, oh, well, we're paying you even though we don't need you, so make these hours up, right? That's illegal. And nannying is not a job where you can bank hours. I'm not sure about any other profession, but That's just not what we do here. A few things that I would include in my contract are, you need to be on the books. Okay, you need to be on the books. Make sure you have a W-2, not a 1099. I'm gonna say it again. A W-2, not a 1099. I am not a tax expert. In fact, I'm probably one of the worst people to ask about taxes, but that is something that I know. And yeah, I know there's a lot of nannies who are paid off the books. Do what works for you, but I would not recommend being on a 1099, because being on a 1099 will probably make you owe a lot more money in your taxes, which obviously is not the goal. GH, general hours. If you're in any nanny groups or resources, then you'll realize that general hours is like a common industry standard. It means guaranteed hours again. So let's say you're scheduled to work from 8:30 in the morning until 4:30. 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, you are booked. You cannot get any other jobs because it's assumed that you're going to be working. Now let's say that the parents decide that they, again, want to go on a trip all of a sudden, and they say, oh, we're going on a trip so we don't have to pay you. No, you kind of do, because I can't just go and get a babysitting gig that's going to pay me as much as you would, you know. They have to take into account for the fact that they booked you and this is your job. So even if my parents or my bosses go on a vacation for a week or two, I still get paid my normal, I will say, salary here, but I'm expected to make a certain amount of money, whether I work exactly those hours or less. Now, general hours does not mean that you are a salary employee. It just means that if you work 40 hours, you work 40 hours. You get paid 40 hours, even if you only work 36 hours, right? But if you work an extra 30 minutes or an extra hour, you do need to be compensated for that extra time, because that is an extra service that you are providing, and that is in addition to your general hours. So if I work 40 hours one week and they say, hey, we need you to come in an hour or two early on Wednesday, that hour or two will be added onto the pay that you should receive for that week, or if you get paid bi-weekly, in your next paycheck, whenever that is. Okay. In addition to like pay and days and hours, you have holidays and paid time off. I would love to say that we all get all federal holidays off, but that's just kind of like a case-by-case basis. It's, again, something that should be outlined in your contract. So if Martin Luther King Jr. Day is important to you and you feel like you need it off, you should put that in your contract, that Martin Luther King Jr. Day specifically is one of those federal holidays that you would be either paid for without having to come to work, or if they need you to come in, they should give you time and a half, right? Because it's a paid holiday. And I say this is on a case-by-case basis, because if you have parents who are nurses or doctors, certain professions, they don't really get these days off all the time. And so again, it's a case-by-case basis. If you feel like you want to charge time and a half for these paid holidays, you can definitely put that in your contract and still work and get paid more for your time. Or if you were like me and you didn't even pay any mind to it, I found myself working a lot of paid holidays and not getting paid time and a half. So again, up to your comfortability and your preferences, which is why the contract is there. And then paid time off. The industry standard is 2 weeks paid vacation. This is flexible though. You and the family need to come to an agreement with that, because if you have a family who goes on vacation 3 times a year, you might not get 2 weeks paid vacation of your choosing, meaning that you may get a week of vacation and then you have those 3 weeks that they choose for themselves off. I have a similar case where my family will go away probably 4 times, maybe 5 times a year, and because of that I only get 1 week paid vacation of my choosing. But when they go away on their vacation, I'm still paid because I have my general hours, guaranteed hours written in my contract, right?